Anas is coming.
Okay, awesome. We have NSG as well. Great.
Hi.
1 more minute and we will get started. Okay, so just give me 1 more minute, folks. Awesome. Let's get started. Welcome everyone. Welcome to Hindi University. Really excited to have everyone back this Sunday. As you know, we meet every Sunday 8 a.m. US Pacific time, and we learn about the Hindi language. For those of you who are new to Hindi University, you can learn more about us by going to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Hindi University. You can also go to our main page, which is tiny.cc/Hindi university, and you can find all the details about how to join class, the time, as well as the time in your local region. If you're in a different country, we have examples of that as well, and also the previous videos that we have. So today I wanted to start with something different. I want to spend the first 5 minutes on showing you something that we recently completed, and that will be a great resource for you as continue on your language learning journey. And then right after that we'll jump to the lecture part. Okay, so hopefully it will be useful for you. So I'm going to share my screen and let me know if you guys can see my screen. And primarily the reason is, I wanted to show you, Yirka and everyone, give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Okay, awesome. So if you go to tiny.cc, because a lot of people ask me the same question, how do we get to there? Okay, tiny.cc/Hindi University. It is nothing but a simple Google spreadsheet. Okay, because we're still figuring out how to take it to the next level. Okay, but as I said, the first page will give you an idea about how to join the class. So all you have to do is click on the Zoom link, and that way you will be able to join the class. Okay, and then as I said, like there are time that have listed for your countries as well. We pretty much have regular practice sessions as well. So if you want to do more than just like Sunday classes, this is your opportunity to to learn about how to join the practice sessions. Okay, and we try to group the practice session based on your level. So the another common question that I face every now and then is like, are they too advanced or are they too beginner? No, we will divide them based on your current level. Okay, so you will have opportunity to join and interact with people at your level and above. So you're forced to learn something new. Okay, then if you missed any of the previous week's classes, okay, all of them are recorded, and you can see them in this tab, Teach Yourself in the Book. All of them are divided into different chapters, chapter 1 through chapter 13, where we currently are. Okay, so if you missed anything, you don't have to go to the YouTube channel. You can really come here and you can really join from where we missed. Okay, and there's a quick summary about what was covered in that video as well. So that's your way to uh, to to really get to that as well. Now the most important part, like we have so many videos, and the another common thing is like, how do I know which video is covering what? Okay, um, it's not easy to go through the entire library, and how do you get started? Okay, so for that, with the help of our awesome people, Leah ji and Tara ji, we put together another tab. Okay, it's called the Hindi University Library. Okay, now if you look at it, it's going to be an extremely useful source for all of you, regardless of which video you want to find out. Okay, the videos are divided based on the level. So if you look at it, it's basically, you can sort them and filter them based on the level. You want to go through the beginners video, you can select beginners video. If you want to select intermediate, you can select them, and you will only get to see those. Okay, now comes down to topic. It's very hard to search on sometimes on YouTube, right? Because there are so many videos that you can find. Here, if you want to just brush up your understanding on adjectives, you can select adjective, and then you will only get those topics that are related to adjectives. Okay, if you want to know about conditional sentences, you can select that. and you will get those. Now this is level 2 filter, which means, like, let's say I selected that I want to get all the videos about tenses. Okay, and I will get only those videos about tenses. Now within that, I want to only get the videos for, future indefinite tense. I can select that, and I can definitely develop my understanding on those. So I don't have to really dig deeper into the entire list of library that I have. I can easily get to the video that I want. Okay. Um, our hope is that it will be an extremely useful tool for everyone. Um, Again, this is like a work in progress. So if you see something is missing, okay, if you think some of those keywords and topics can be made better, definitely share that with me, with the WhatsApp group, and we will fix that. Because the idea here is, like, you, in a click of your fingers, you should be able to get to the video that you want without wasting time. Okay, please do share your feedback. This is extremely important for me. I think this is going to be super useful for you. So um, how many coffees did you drink while working on it? Okay, I'll let Tara ji and Leah ji respond to you on that. But thank you so much for helping on this. Okay, hopefully this is useful. But as I said, please do share your feedback on this. I wanted to take the first 5 minutes on it, so you guys can really see the benefit of it. Okay, so now we can get started on our regular video. As I said, um, so if you guys recall, in the previous class, we learned about the chahiye construct. Okay, chahiye. Okay, we learned many different variations of it. Right, we learned the pattern that you have a pronoun and you use ko with that, and then within that you have mujhko chahiye, and we learned about mujhko, it's to me, something is needed. So if you guys recall, we learned if there is a noun in between, right? Mujhko coffee chahiye, right? I need a coffee. Okay, to me, coffee is needed. If there is only a noun in there, then the meaning of chahiye is needed or is wanted. Okay, if there is a verb in between mujhko and chahiye, then it indicates it's it means like mujhko daudna chahiye, I should run. There's a moral compulsion there. Mujhko daudna chahiye. Okay, I should run. So then the meaning of chahiye is should. Okay, mujhko daudna chahiye. So, and then there were many variations around that we covered. Okay, what if there is something else around that, and what if there is no the pronoun is not me, it's something else. Okay, so if you miss that, I definitely encourage you to go and watch the previous video. Why I wanted to give you the preview of this, because today's lecture is also surrounding around that. Today we'll be learning about a different kind of compulsion in Hindi. Okay, compulsion is where you are forced to do something. Okay, the force can be an external force, it can be an internal force where you are you're obligated to do something. Okay, those are the thing we are talking about. Okay, when we are saying mujhko दौड़ना चाहिए or mujhko exercise करनी चाहिए, there is no forced compulsion from someone else. It is just like a moral thing that I should do something. Okay, but there is a degree of it. Okay? And that's what we're going to cover in today's class. So after that, I give you a quick summary of it. I want to really see how other languages are covering compulsion. Okay, so that'll be good to see the comparison there. And before I dig deeper into it, there are, I would say, 4 different degrees. Okay, the first one is what we covered, chahiye. It's not really compulsion, but it's just like way to tell you that it is level 0. Okay, mujhko daudna chahiye. Okay, second one is where you have neutral, you are ending it with hai. Okay, third one is where it is mild compulsion, hoga, and fourth one is where you have padega. I'm just writing one word, but but think about it, there is a variation on it, right? You can, instead of hoga, you can say hogi, honge, okay? And similarly for padega, it's padegi and padenge. So we'll cover that as well. But right now, just have it as a, as a framework, that if I am using chahiye, that means it's level 0, or it's just a moral, compulsion. Okay, this one is neutral. Okay, this one is mild. Okay, and then this one is a must. And we'll give more examples, but think about it, right? First one is, if I want to talk about it, I can say mujhe hospital jana chahiye. I should go to the hospital, right? We don't know the reasons behind it, but you're simply giving a statement, mujhe hospital jana chahiye. Second one, neutral, mujhe hospital jana hai. It's going to be a neutral statement if it is coming from a doctor or staff that works at the hospital, that they things that they do naturally as a natural course of action. Mujhe hospital jana hai, right? That something that is being done by them, right? Next one, mujhe hospital jana hoga. Now it's a little bit, the degree is a little bit mild here. Okay, mujhe hospital jana hoga. Let's say some of our distant relative or is sick. Okay, and you can say mujhe hospital jana hoga. It's more than just like a hospital staff saying that mujhe hospital jana hai, mujhe hospital jana hoga, to check them. Okay, mujhe hospital jana padega. I must go to the hospital. That means either you are yourself sick, you're not able to recover, okay, or your relative or friend that you are looking for, right? I mean, they need your help. Mujhe hospital jana padega. Okay, let me take a pause here before I write any of them down. Any questions so far? Anyone?
Yes. What was your description of the first level, please? It looks
This
like,
one?
yes.
So this one we covered in the previous class, Tom. Like mujhe chahiye, like mujhe hospital jana chahiye, like mujhe daudna chahiye. This is, just call it a moral compulsion, right? There is no, I would call it level 0. They don't really describe it in any of the textbook like this. I just came up with this so that way it's easier for you to put a framework in your basically learning.
Dhanyavad, moral compulsion.
Yeah, no compulsion. Call it that. No compulsion. Okay, or moral compulsion if it helps you. Okay, so chahiye, hai, hoga, and padega. Any other questions? Anyone?
Yeah, Ashu Ji, what is the difference between the use of chahiye and hai? Because both are neutral, no?
They both are neutral. You're right. As I said, like there is no forced compulsion in any of them, either of them. Okay, but chahiye is just like your basically it's something that you should do. Like mujhe padhana chahiye.
That we
Like,
need to.
that means I should teach. Versus mujhe padhana hai, like that means if I say to myself mujhe Sunday ko class padhani hai, that I do it naturally every Sunday. Okay, mujhe padhani chahiye, there is no one, is basically it's milder than this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like mujhe naukri karni chahiye, that means I should do my job or a job. Or mujhe naukri karni hai, that means I have to do a job. Now bear in mind, all of them in English, it really depends on how you're saying it, like the context, because on a colloquially, I have to, everything can be said in a way I have to do, right? But there is a subtle difference. This is should, this is I am to, okay? This is I have to, or I will have to, and this one is I must. Okay, but even in Hindi, when I'm saying it, like yaar kaam karna padega, so basically even Hindi speakers, they can use them interchangeably, but there are definitely nuances in all of them. Okay, and you should, as I said, you should be aware of that. Okay, so let's erase it. Hopefully you were able to write it down. Now I'm going to write down examples for you, so it's repetition helps, right? So you can again think about it in your own way, and you tell me about your understanding. So as I said, the framework is simply mujhko. Let me know if it is too, if hopefully you can all read it, right? Mujhko. And then the first one is what we learned about chahiye, right? So I'll write mujhko. If I want to simply write hai, mujhko हॉस्पिटल जाना है, मुझे हॉस्पिटल जाना है. Okay, and that means I have to I am to go to the hospital, and it is something that, you know, if I were to give a framework, that something can be said by doctor, nurse, or staff, because something that's the natural course of action. Okay, मुझको hospital जाना है. Okay, next one is मुझको और मुझे. Same thing, मुझे हॉस्पिटल जाना होगा. Okay, मुझे हॉस्पिटल जाना होगा. That means I will have to go to hospital. I will have to. I'll have to go to the hospital. Okay, mild compulsion. Okay, I'm going to just write it as it is. मुझे हॉस्पिटल जाना होगा. Third one, as I said, is मुझको हॉस्पिटल जाना पड़ेगा. That's the external one. Okay, I must go to the hospital. I must, and that's something that, you know, if you know it's a patient, if it can be said by a patient. Okay, hopefully it gives you some more context. Now let me give you another example. This is one I just told you guys. Let me now erase it and go into the another set of it. So let's say the scenario this time is मुझको मुझको है. Okay, so I am saying मुझको खाना बनाना. Khana is food, banana is to make. Okay, so this time I'm going to write it down. I want all of you to tell me some more context behind it and the meaning behind it. Okay, next one is मुझको खाना बनाना होगा. Okay, and the third one is मुझे और मुझको खाना बनाना पड़ेगा. Okay, again 3 different levels. If it is still hard, hang in there. I promise you by the end of this class, you know, things will get easier. Okay, as we make progress. Okay, all of you can write it in chat, you know, and tell me what you think about each of them. Okay, at least think about the actors or people who will be saying these, to think about the nuance in each of them. Okay, I'm going to ask some of you. I'm going to see, you know, who can think about it. Okay, so let's see. Aneshi, you want to give it a try?
Sure.
Yeah.
मुझको खाना बनाना है would be I should cook. For example, if my mom said that for tonight I should cook, it's someone telling me that I need to cook.
Okay. What about this one? What do you think about it? Next one.
This one is मुझको खाना बनाना होगा. I will have to cook.
Okay. Next one.
And मुझको खाना बनाना पड़ेगा. I must cook.
Okay. Okay. Last one is definitely spot on. The first one, let's see what other people think about it. Okay, you're almost there. Okay. Let's see who wants to give it a try. Taraji, you want to give it a try? No? Okay. If you need time, that's completely okay. Sophia, you want to try it out?
Well, I was thinking of different examples that you would
Okay.
use these
Yeah.
situations in. So I know mujhko khana banana padega, I would say for like if you're at a party or someone has to make a lot of food for a party. So like it's dependent on them, like they have to make the food for the party. And then mujhko khana banana hai is like a mom or a dad who makes food for the children every night and is like, mujhko khana banana hai, I have my kids, I have to make dinner, and it's just a natural thing for them. But the mujhko khana banana hoga, I need some help with thinking of an example for that.
Awesome. First and third, absolutely correct. Okay. External force, a party is coming and you will have to cook. Natural course of action, like for a parent, like, mushko khana banana hai, something that they do, every day for the children, right? Let's see. Who else would like to? Vedant, you want to share your thoughts?
Yeah, so I'm thinking like Muchko chase go down the list.
Either way.
Yeah, okay. So what I got was for Muchko Khana Banana Chahiye, I should cook. Then
Okay.
the next one I got I'm going to cook.
Okay.
And then the third one is I will cook. And the fourth one I got I must cook.
Okay, I must cook. Okay. Who else would like to give it a try before I just give the answer? Anyone? Okay, go for it, Mata. Go for it. Give it a try.
So the first one, mujhko khana banana chahiye, is I want to cook, or I wish to cook. Then mujhko khana banana hai. So I have to cook, as in general. Mujhko khana banana hoga. I will have to go cooking. I will have to go to cook. And then mujhko khana banana padega, how do you say it?
Padega.
Padega. I must cook.
Okay.
Otherwise, yeah, our guests will not have dinner.
Okay. Great. So I think thanks for everyone trying. These are all very close examples. So the nuance is like as this one, as Sophia mentioned, mushko khana banana hai, for a parent. If that's something that they do every day, right, for the kid, because they don't want to see their kids hungry, right? So mujhe khana or mujhko khana banana hai. Okay. I have to cook. Okay. That's the translation in English. It can be also be like I am to cook, if you want to like really write it in a word-to-word manner. Okay. Mujhko khana banana hoga. I will have to cook. And this is also the nuance can be a parent. Let's say the parent are like visiting, they're talking to other friends on the phone, and it's like it's getting late, I have to cook. Okay. Mujhe khana banana hoga, for kids. Okay. There's no one forcing them, but slightly more than degree of compulsion is more than this, that mujhe khana banana hoga, that they have to cook. Okay. It's getting late. This one it's beyond the parents' control, right? I mean that external forces. Think about it this way: external thing, which is it's my like, let's say guests are coming over to your house, okay, or to the family's huge party. अब मुझको खाना बनाना पड़ेगा, right? There's no either मुझे खाना बनाना पड़ेगा or order करना पड़ेगा. These are like beyond the individual's control. Okay, hopefully it provides you more flavor, okay, on the nuances in the three different things that we discussed. Any questions, anyone?
Yeah, Ashu Ji, is it always hoga, padega, regardless of who's saying it, because of the kana, not the muchko? So even if it's a female, it would still be hoga and padega?
So,
or would it be hogi and padegi?
hogi and padegi, we will cover that.
Okay.
right after this, I'm going to get into the rest of the lecture is really digging deeper into padega, padegi, and padegi. But I want to make sure at least the bigger picture, the framework it's clear to everyone. And
Ashu Ji,
yeah,
I have a question. For me, it almost feels like banana hoga could be something like I might have to. And I can think of an example where I want to get out of something and then I use this. For example, if somebody is asking me to go to a movie and I don't want to go, I can say, I might have to cook dinner, so I won't be able to make it to the movie. So in that case, would we say mujhko khana banana hoga?
You can say that, and that is a very, very useful use case, and it is used in that manner as well, where you are saying it that this is something you might have to do. Okay, your use case is absolutely correct. Okay.
Thank you.
But in the case of compulsion, they can be used in compulsion as well. Like mujhko movie jana hoga. Okay, let's say somebody is waiting for you. Think about that was the one use case you described. The other use case is like mujhko movie jana hai. That means like that's something that you do, right? Mujhko movie jana hoga. Movie dekhne jana hoga. Someone else is maybe waiting for you. It's getting late. The movie is getting it's getting late for you to watch the movie. Okay. Mujhko movie jana padega. Somebody else made the plan for you guys, and you don't have any choice. Mujhko jana padega. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. So homework here is I want you to in the Zoom chat, all of you to use this pattern and write down what makes sense to you. Think about it. I did the most of the work for you. Mujhko hai, mujhko hoga, and mujhko padega. You just have to fill in the blank. Use a noun and a verb. Okay, I give you some time there. I want to really see, even if it is wrong, it doesn't matter. Okay, at least give it a try. And see if it makes sense. And think about your own compulsions. Okay, and this is something that you should do in the breakout room as well. But I want to really see how you do it. So take your time and write it down. And the same thing for folks who are, if you're watching live on Facebook, or if you watch the recording, I want you to, as you watch the recording, I want you to do this exercise. Mujhko hai, mujhko hoga, and mujhko padega. If you feel more comfortable saying it, we can do that as well. Kelly, you want to give it a try?
Okay, this is, I've been talking to people about this and I get so many answers from my Hindi speaking friends. They'll say different things for each level. So are these somewhat interchangeable? I guess it's just my first question.
They are interchangeable, and native speakers will often use them one for the other.
Right, because I just was talking to somebody yesterday and she was saying, well, if you say mujhe blank hai, that means I want. And I was like, no, don't confuse me like that.
No, they will use it interchangeably. There's no doubt about it.
Okay. So let me, you want me to go through these guys?
Yeah, go for it and give examples.
All right, so the first one, mujhko like paperwork chahiye, right? I should do paperwork, or just the very first one, the 0, right? Okay. And then, let's see. And then, mujhko apna ghar saaf karna hai.
Awesome. Mujhe ghar saaf karna hai. Awesome.
Okay, do you want me to use that all down the line or just different ones?
You can do that. So now tell the difference in your own way. This is great actually. Mujhe ghar saaf karna hai. Mujhe ghar saaf karna versus mujhe ghar saaf karna padega. Okay. In your own understanding, when which one?
It's funny because I didn't make that distinction with the hoga, but what you're making, like I had it just so I think what you're saying is that because of the future, it's like that something is coming, right? So it would be like, this is where it's, if I think friends are coming over, right? Then that's where it's, I don't know if it would be the hoga or the padega, you know? Like I will, or how about just, maybe the second one would just be the future, right? So kal mujhko ghar saaf karna hoga, like
that's
tomorrow,
Yeah.
right? Lekin kal 5 baje mujho saaf ghar saaf karna padega, because people are coming at 6.
Yeah.
Is that kind of the difference? So it's like one is just future, but then the other one is like really has an external.
It is external force beyond your control, like something that where
Right.
you have no control. Like, you know, there's, let's say, you know, multiple other people came and made a mess at your house. मुझे घर साफ करना पड़ेगा.
Oh, that's the unexpected one, right?
That's something where you have no, it's beyond your control. But as you said, Hindi speakers definitely can interchange them. They can say, मुझे घर साफ करना होगा, because nobody's thinking in their head, is it an external force or is it just something coming from me? It just naturally comes to you, right?
I just thought of the one between the difference between hey and hoga as just being one is future tense. I didn't know that there was another level of compulsion in there.
Yeah. And Rupert Snell also covers them actually. He also says
Yeah.
hai, hoga, and padega.
Right? But it's the padega, and correct me if I'm wrong here, is that the para in when it's perfective is when like something came out of the blue, like that was unexpected, right?
That is
So
correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome, great. Let's see how other people writing it. Okay, so Yirka is saying मुझे बाहर जाना चाहिए. Okay, good. मुझे बाहर जाना है. Okay, मुझे बाहर जाना होगा, and मुझे बाहर जाना पड़ेगा. Awesome, this is great. So as I said, you can keep it very simple. I like simple sentences. Okay, that's the best way to practice it. Okay. राधिका जी ग्रेट. मुझे काम करना चाहिए, मुझे काम करना है, मुझे काम करना होगा, एंड काम करना पड़ेगा. ओके. नवनीत ग्रेट. मुझे पुलिस स्टेशन जाना चाहिए, मुझे पुलिस स्टेशन जाना है, होगा एंड पड़ेगा. ओके. That's a great example as well, by the way. It's very, you know, it helps you, like, you know, I will have to go versus I must go to the you know, a police station now. Okay. Something that happened which is beyond my control and I need, or I'm seeking help. Okay. Okay, मुझे पढ़ना चाहिए. This is a great example as well, Vedant. Okay. So I think all of us are basically, at least I feel comfortable that it is, you know, it is there basically. And I do want in the breakout room, all of you to try it out, okay, with each other, okay, and practice more into it. Now I want to, as Rita ji mentioned, I'm gonna dig deeper into all the scenarios, and I want to focus mostly on padega, but the same thing will apply to hoga as well. So does it, right now we've used only padega, but what about padegi and, you know, padenge? Let's dig deeper into that. Okay, so the next one I have is Opcode, and I want you to practice with me here, okay? Because it's not about just reading one or two examples. It's like spontaneously coming up, you know, and using it in your day-to-day basis, okay? So your framework is simple. Your framework is very simple. Opcode, you know, and then this one is padega. So I'm going to start with padega first. Then we will use padegi, and then we'll use padenge. Okay. Okay. Now let's do this one. So I'm going to give you some examples, but I do want you to, as I say it, I want you to write it as well. Okay. So mujhe ghar aana. Okay. So this is like, you know, let's say, you know, your friends are visiting you, and you know, you cook food for them. Okay. And this is, you know, folks are known for their hospitality, right? So they will force you to eat something. Okay, and let's say they made special food for you. Let's say they made dosa for you. Okay, they can say आपको dosa खाना पड़ेगा. Okay, आपको, let's say they ate it and they're like, the host is insisting आपको एक और डोसा खाना पड़ेगा, that you will have to eat one more dosa. Okay, or whatever thing that you can think of. Okay, आपको एक और डोसा खाना पड़ेगा. Now here it's basically the host is, it's in a way, in their mind they are basically, making sure that the hospitality is done in a proper way, right? आपको घर आना पड़ेगा. आपको घर आना पड़ेगा. Let's say, some of you are visiting San Francisco area, okay, and you tell me that, okay, I'm coming to San Francisco, okay. My natural thing will be, आपको मेरे घर आना पड़ेगा. Like you will have to come, you must come to my house if you're visiting. If you're in my neighborhood, you definitely, now coming back to Kelly's point, can people say आपको घर आना होगा? They can certainly say that, right? That's just a degree, right? आपको घर आना पड़ेगा, okay. We are in the area time of COVID, right? I mean, let's say you are visiting a shop, okay. Some of the shops they have like, this strong mandate, so आपको mask पहनना पड़ेगा, right? You must wear mask before you enter the shop, okay. Some can say hoga as well, right? And then आपको mask पहनना है as well, but this is like you must, otherwise like, you will get kicked out, right? Next one, like, somebody is interrogating and, you must tell the truth. How do you say that? You must tell the truth. Who would like to give it a try? I want all of you to write it down. How will you say that in Hindi? Okay, let's see. So we have some more folks as well. Let's see. Sharon, you want to unmute yourself and tell us, how will you say that? You must tell the truth.
आपको सच बोलना पड़ेगा.
Awesome. आपको सच बोलना पड़ेगा. Okay, great. Okay.
मेरे सवाल है.
Go for it.
What's the difference between such and satya?
Same. It's the same thing. Right? It's exactly the same thing. Satya is more formal. Such is more casual.
Right? So normally we use such in like day-to-day conversation.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. Next one is Kelly ji already covered my example, which is घर साफ करना. आपको घर साफ करना पड़ेगा. Okay. Now I want to keep it open. I want you to throw multiple examples at me. Like, say similar format, but practice it. Okay. What comes naturally to you? Either you can write it down if you feel more comfortable, and then practice with me. So let's see, Taraji, what comes to your mind?
आपको नया कपड़ा खरीदना पड़ेगा.
आपको नया क्या खरीदना पड़ेगा?
कपड़ा.
आपको नया कपड़ा. Okay, good. If it is plural, आपको नए कपड़े खरीदने, and then we'll cover that पड़ेंगे. Okay, great. Sophia?
आपको मेरी शादी जाना पड़ेगा.
Great. I have that example.
My wedding.
I have that example as well. आपको मेरी शादी में आना होगा और जाना पड़ेगा. Okay, great. You must come to my wedding. That's what she's saying. Okay. Yirka?
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
Can we use आप instead of आपको and मुझको instead of मुझे?
You saying the question is, can I say instead of aap? So mujhe and mujhko are same. Mujhe or if this is the question, they are the same.
Okay.
Okay, is that the question? Mujhe and versus mujhko?
Yes, yes.
Okay, this is the same.
And this one आपको and Instead of आपको, can I use आप?
There has to be ko.
Oh, okay.
In mujhe there is inbuilt ko. In aap there is no inbuilt ko.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yirka, you wanna?
आपको झूठ नहीं बोलना पड़ेगा.
Okay, so there you can say you should not tell the lie, and there you can use the level 0, which is
Okay.
आपको
झूठ बोलना नहीं चाहिए.
That's right. आपको झूठ नहीं बोलना चाहिए. You can say that. Okay. Great. Amritesh, you already know it, so I'm going to skip you. Okay. Sharmila ji, you want to give it a try?
Ashu Ji, can I just ask about Yurka's example? Couldn't you say that though? If like, I'm just thinking about if you're in court or the police or something and you must not tell a lie, or I don't, you know, like, or you will be you will be charged, blah, blah, blah.
Generally, you will say in a positive way, आपको सच बोलना पड़ेगा. Okay, even in Indian court, in the movies at least that they show, like मैं सच बोलूँगा, or that means I will tell the truth and I will not say, like when they are taking the pledge.
Okay, so it's the thing you want is the thing you must do, but if it's a thing you shouldn't do, it's should. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
आपको ना बजे तक आना पड़ेगा.
Like आपको 9 बजे तक आना पड़ेगा. You must come, by 9 o'clock. Right. Anyone else? Sometimes I miss, folks. I want to give you the chance to practice here. Okay.
Ashu Ji, if I use आपको हिंदी बोलना practice, is this paregi because Hindi is female?
That's right.
Okay.
We'll cover right after this. We'll cover
Okay.
that. Yeah?
All right.
Okay. So again, like you feel free to ask questions. This is your chance. If not, we're gonna just move to the next one, which is the padegi. And as I said, you don't have to stick with aapko. Feel free to change the pronoun. I usually do mujhko, but Rita ji told me to use different ones, and I was like, okay, let's switch it. Okay, and so you have aapko in front of you. Now let's do aapko padegi. Okay. In this case, the natural examples that come to my mind, again, you're visiting your friends and they're like, they're insisting you, aapko mithai khani padegi. Right? So you see that mithai is feminine. So it's khana becomes khani and then padega becomes padegi. Aapko mithai khani padegi. Okay. There is just like insisting you to have one more. आपको एक और मिठाई खानी पड़ेगी. Okay. आपको, let's say you are going to Hawaii for a trip, and they have a strict mandate on that you must get tested before you go to Hawaii. Okay. They'll say आपको testing करानी पड़ेगी. Okay, आपको टेस्टिंग करानी पड़ेगी. Okay, they can also say आपको टेस्ट कराना पड़ेगा. Okay, I'm using testing as a noun here. Okay, so आपको hopefully that distinction is clear. Okay, आपको टेस्टिंग करानी पड़ेगी before अगर आप हवाई जा रहे हैं तो. Okay, let's say you want to go to med school. Okay, and you must do a lot of hard work to go to med school. Okay, Anirudh, I hope you're still there. How will you say that? Okay.
आपको बहुत पढ़ना पड़ेगी.
Okay. So hard work is to do hard work. Okay. Very good. आपको बहुत मेहनत. And then to do is
आप बहुत मेहनत करना पड़ेगी.
Very good. So because it's feminine, it would be आपको मेहनत
करनी. हाँ, my bad.
Awesome. Okay. आपको बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. Okay. That's what he will say. आपको बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. Okay. A little bit more, colloquially in the Hindi kid story, right? I mean, they'll say that something is across the river, and you must cross the river to get to that place. How will you say that? I know I'm making it dramatic, but how will you say that? Like you will have to cross the river, or you must cross the river to do this thing. Sunita, cross the river. I'll help you out, okay? And I'll break it down for you. What is river?
Nadi.
Okay, आपको नदी. To cross the river. To cross something.
मुझे नहीं पता.
Okay. Who would like to give it a try? Leah, you know it?
Guzar karna.
Which one?
Guzar karna.
I'm missing it, Taraji.
Guzar karna.
Okay. So it's basically par karna. Okay, so it's basically nadi par karni padegi. Par karna is like to cross the river. Like you will, nadi par karni padegi. Anything else you guys can think of for padegi?
आपको उससे बात करनी पड़ेगी.
That's right. आपको उससे बात करनी पड़ेगी. You must talk to them.
Him or her, right?
Yep.
Both, right? Yeah. Okay.
Like if you want to mediate and you want people to fix their relationship, right? आपको उससे बात करनी पड़ेगी, right? That's a great example.
आशु जी, मैंने try. I can try.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. आपको खाने के पहले दवाई खाना पड़ेगी.
That's right. आपको खाने के पहले दवाई खानी पड़ेगी. Great.
आशु जी, आपको मेरे साथ छुट्टी मनाने पड़ेगी. Is that the correct one? आनी पड़ेगी. मनाने आनी पड़ेगी.
You can say, you don't have to put ani again. You can say manani padegi. That's the correct.
Oh, so okay, manani. Okay.
Yeah, that's great. Anesh ji?
Ji?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I use padega, or do you want me to use padegi?
You can use padega, you can use padegi, whichever comes to your mind naturally.
इस रात मेरे माता पिता जी के लिए आपको चाय परोसना पड़ेगा.
That's great. Okay. Let's say you are giving your staff, you are motivating them. Okay. You want to tell them this year you must do a lot of sale. How will you say that? To do, and so you can use. Actually, you can just use the same thing, mehnat karna, or you can sales karna also. I'm going to just use it as it is as a verb. How will you say that?
बिक्री करना.
Bikri, oh, that's great. If you remember it, you can say that, right? आपको बिक्री करनी पड़ेगी. Yeah, great. Awesome.
Ashu ji, could you tell what is bikri? I mean, where it is? Yes.
Yeah, so the word is bikri. I have not done it before, but bikri is to sell. And there are definitely variations to it. Yeah, I remember using it. But again, like it's you have to use it in a way where the rest of the sentences are at the same level. So, any other question before we do the next one? Okay, next one.
Ashu Ji, how can I say you should take more rest?
Yeah.
Aapko aram. How can I say this? Aapko or more? How would I say this? More is yada.
You try first. Why don't you? I think you're on the right track. You should take rest. Aapko?
You should take rest. Aapko aram. Is this Lena?
No, you aram karna.
Kam karna. Okay. Aapko aapko aram karna. Yeah, I don't know. Is this male or female aram?
So in this case, in your sentence yourself, you said you should. So it's really, you are giving them an advice. Then you are saying, you see that? आपको आराम करना चाहिए.
Chahiye. Chahiye.
Right. So you not force yourself to put padega there. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And can we
But
add
if it's a doctor saying you must take rest, would it be padegi or padega?
Padega.
Okay.
Okay.
Someone was asking, and then
I was wondering if you could add or zyada aram karna.
that's right. You can say that आपको और ज़्यादा, because let's say you are defending yourself. No, अब मैं आराम कर रहा हूँ. The doctor is like, no. आपको और ज़्यादा आराम करना चाहिए, or you must then is पड़ेगा.
Okay.
Yeah, great. Next one, I'm gonna do the plural one. And there's an idiom there. How are we doing with time? Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up so you can do breakout room. Okay, so this one we'll do quickly, guys. Okay. Next one is padenge. Padenge. Just to be clear, there are two different one. Padhna versus this one, padega. Okay. Two different one. Padhna, मैं पढ़ता हूँ. That's to read or to study. That's padhna. Padega is as you guys just learned it, right? So just want to know the distinction is there. Okay. Next one is plural, right? So in this case, let's say Tara ji said आपको कपड़े नए कपड़े खरीदने पड़ेंगे. Okay. You must buy new clothes. Okay, so like kapade kharidna is verb, to buy, but it's for plural, it's kharidne. Okay, and then similarly this got conjugated to padenge. Okay. Let's say you go to a spiritual place in India. Okay. They'll tell you that आपको अंदर जाने से पहले how will they say, you must take off your shoes. Who would like to give it a try? Leah? I think this should be easy for you. Come on, try it. Unmute. To take off shoes, you must take off your, yeah.
To take off, is it
shoes first?
Urna or Utarna? Which one? I don't know.
Utarna, that's correct.
Shoes is jute.
आपको जूते
utarne or
that's right.
Parenge.
I don't know why you hesitate, right?
You caught me off by surprise. Okay.
Exactly, right? Because Hindi, when you're speaking it, there will be an element of surprise, right? So
I prefer reading.
आपको जूते उतारने पड़ेंगे. Some people can be polite and just आपको जूते उतारने चाहिए, but like in some cases, there is a sentiment there that this is the etiquette. You must take off your shoes, okay? And they'll write it there. Okay. Now there is an idiom that I want to say, and I want to ask, like this is used at least in books, and even day to day. I'm sure आपको, like let's say if you want to go to med school or any other difficult, आपको बहुत पापड़ बेलने पड़ेंगे. Okay, I want you guys to read it and tell me what it means or what it could mean. आपको बहुत पापड़ बेलने पड़ेंगे. Okay, and it may be new for a lot of you. You may not.
I never did, Ashu Ji, but it's a lot of papads, all right, in medical school.
So papad, right? So I want all of you to at least give it a try. What if somebody is saying to you, आपको पापड़ बेलने बहुत पापड़ बेलने पड़ेंगे, right? So what do you?
You just put in that much effort.
Yeah.
Lots of effort.
That's right. It's like a saying that you will have to put tremendous effort. Okay, and why is that the case? What is papad? Radhika ji? You have to unmute yourself. I think you're muted. What is papad? How would you explain papad to others?
Papad is in Tamil appalam. It's a papadam. Papadams.
Okay. What is it though?
It's made up of urid and rice flour and things like that. It's making thin spread. It's a very, very hard because of the urid flour.
Okay.
It's much more harder to make than
Okay.
any other roti or a bread or a chapati or something. It's much more harder to roll.
Okay.
And the process is very difficult. Belne is a rolling.
That's right. Okay. So you answered my next. To roll is belna.
Yeah.
Right? To roll is belna. That's a new word. We have not done it so far actually in the last 550 plus videos. We've never done it. Belna is to roll. So anything that you roll, like if you're rolling a roti or a naan, it's like, it's called belna. Or a papad, anything circular, that's called belna. And as Radhika ji said it so aptly, right? To roll a papad, it's harder. It's way harder than to roll a roti. Okay, that's why it is an idiom that if you want to go and do something, like if you want to run a marathon and you want to finish 26.2 miles in like less than 4 hours, आपको बहुत पापड़ बेलने पड़ेंगे उसके. Like you have to practice a lot. Okay. Same thing can be said for language. Like if you want to learn a language in 2 months, आपको बहुत पापड़ बेलने पड़ेंगे. Right? Hopefully it is clear. Hopefully it is giving you clarity around it. Okay. I think we should wrap up and we should do breakout room. I wanted to cover same thing in past also. So right now we've done padega, padegi, padenge. Okay. What about the same thing that's done in the past? मुझे बहुत पापड़ बेलने पड़े. Like I had to work a lot to get to the med school. Like if somebody asking you, तुम्हारा admission med school में कैसे हुआ? How did you get into the med school? I'm saying med school because this is in the US. It's considered like one of the the high bar thing. Like the person can say, "Oh, बहुत पापड़ बेलने पड़े." That I had to work a lot. I had to. Okay. मुझे ये let's say if you're going as a diplomat to a different country, like मुझे Russian सीखनी पड़ी. Okay. Because you were placed there and you had no other choice but to learn it, right? मुझे Russian सीखनी पड़ी. Okay. I'll spend some more time on how to say it in the past tense as well.
Ashu Ji, when me and Kelly Ji, one day we were just discussing about this, had to work out, had to do this in the past. So you said that bahut papad belne pada.
Pade.
Pade. Do you have to put the te as well? Pade te or just pade will do?
No, pade. I'll just leave it there. Bahut papad belne pade. I had to put a lot of work. If you're saying it as a habitual activity, like bahut papad belne padte, like how is the workload at this school, at the nursing school or at any other school? Yaar bahut kaam karna padta hai. That's something that you do as a natural course of action, right? But
so if I say bahut papad belne te, what it will mean? What is that means then? Without a pade.
बहुत पापड़ बेलने थे. I think we are making something up. But basically, if your question is like, when do I use मुझे काम करना, like मुझे, I think we are just making it up now. So I have to think about like a more subtle or a good scenario that kind of clarifies your question there. Okay. Since we are already at 9 o'clock, I want to thank everyone who are watching on Facebook. For folks, if you have to drop off, don't feel